Hey, how's it going? Woo! Man, what a win. What a win. Guys, I can't say enough about our defense. Let me start there, man. AG and this defense, they really, controlled that game for us, particularly the first half, first 2.5 quarters. The guys on defense, I thought executed exactly the way that we had worked and what we had talked about. We were able to apply a lot of pressure, and it just paid dividends. That's a good team over there. They're well coached. Kevin O'Connell does a great job. Ton of weapons, and we were able to contain them and keep them at bay until our offense was able to to find our rhythm. So just total team effort. Started with our defense, and took the whole unit. But man, what a great job. Back-to-back division winners in the NFC North. Got the 1 seed, 15 wins. I just couldn't be more proud of those guys. And I just told them that to me this has been in the making for a while. It takes a special group of guys, and I think you kind of had to go through what we've been through over the last 4 years, the core of this unit, and then anybody that comes in, they fall in line because that's what we're built around is our core, and they really delivered for us today. Our playmakers made plays when we needed it. With who? It was huge. Look, I've said it before. He's really our quarterback on defense. He's our quarterback on defense, and he just brings. There's a lot of confidence. He brings a lot of energy. He can calm the storms. He just to have him back. And I thought it was going to take him a minute to work himself back in, and it didn't take long at all. And he was back to what he was before he got injured, I thought. So, hell, we gave him a game ball. So, it was outstanding. So to have him back was it was huge.
You said a couple days ago you really like what AG had put out for the defensive game plan.
Yeah.
Explain why you guys took the approach you did, keeping Sam off, and then on top of that, the red zone defense.
Yeah, great job there. And it was really. You look at all this. Darnold has really played better and better every week. It feels like he's just continued to make this gradual climb and continue to improve. And what you really see is, man, when he gets the play action pass and they nudge the edges or they'll max protect on some of this stuff, 2 receiver routes, 3 receiver routes, and he can see it and has time, he's deadly. And we could not allow that to happen. We didn't feel like there was any way we could let him sit back there because we did think he would pick us apart, if you give him that much time, because he was playing at such a high level with the weapons they had. And so we knew it needed to be the right balance of coverage and pressure. And we tried to bring more than they could handle for most of it. And then we had to hold on the back end, and those guys did, man. They covered their tails off for most of that game. So. And then we were able to play enough to where we could double 18, take care of him, and we singled some guys up, like Alex was one-on-one with Hawk, on a number of things. And so it worked. It really worked exactly like, we kind of envisioned it to. So I couldn't be more proud of those guys. AG laid out the vision for it. The guys really showed up and performed, and, man, it was great.
You mentioned your playmakers, Gibbs in particular, at a time when your offense needed a spark. How big was he tonight?
He was big, and I felt like he gained steam as the game went on. I thought he got better and better and better, and you could really feel it after that last stop we got in the red zone on the 4th down stop, and that next carry he has where he just breaks it down the sideline. You could feel it. So. He was big for us, and we felt like he was going to need to be big for us to win that game. He was kind of all those guys needed to play well for us, but we felt like, Gibbs could somewhat be the X factor here, and he did, man. He showed up in a big way in the run game and the pass game.
You talked before about the defense being northern savages. Is kind of what you envisioned, what you meant all along?
Yeah, I mean, I think with where we're at, look, there's no secret. Like we have to be able to play a certain way, and the recipe is right as long as our guys play lights out. They do exactly what they're asked to do. They work as one unit, and they go after the football, And if we do those things, we can be effective. And they did that today, man. I felt like they played with high energy. They did exactly what the coaches asked them to do. Everybody did their part to a T. And you see the results of it. And so yeah, it's a special group, man. It's a special group.
They may ask you questions about changing the perception of this franchise. It seems almost weekly here. To go into this historic matchup, 20 wins between the two of you guys, and to leave here as a team that gets that crown and gets a home field advantage, how do you put into words what you guys were able to accomplish this season in the regular season so far?
I don't know if I can put it into words. There's so many things on my mind that I'm not ready to share, if that makes sense. So I'm no different than anybody else on that team, on the coaching staff, and fueled by different things. And so we did what we needed to do here. This was a big matchup. We were coming off a Monday night game against an opponent that had gotten us last year, and our guys didn't bat an eye. They line up, they compete, they play to win, and we knew what was at stake. And our guys they came out and played. And ultimately, when you sit back and you go through a game like this, man, do we have enough? Did we, talking to the coaches, do we have enough in? Is this right? Is it too much? Have we really gone over the finer details of this? What if they do? And you finally step back and go, man, our guys are going to show up. They always do. Our players will show up and make plays, and because the core of this group has been doing it for 4 years now, and we've added to that, and those guys have just continued to add to it and help us along the way and enhance us, and they did it again, man. Our guys did it again.
They kicked the field goal to make it 10-9. Did the offense say something on the sidelines to say, we got your back on the defensive side? Not that the defense needed it because they didn't have any points after that. But what was the mood like on the sideline?
No, we were good. Our defense we had talked about all along. We knew we were going to need to play a certain type of game. And it didn't totally play out that way because of circumstance, but our defense was ready. If things didn't go right, our defense was fully ready to take the field and do what they needed to do. That was the mindset. And you don't walk onto the field, you sprint on the field, and you got to get a stop. And they did that, and they really set the tone for us.
Last one. Mika, a game ball last week.
He got another one.
Well, yeah, just the way that he's been playing. He's tearing out, obviously, what he did against Justin, even though he had some help, the way that he's played, the lift that he's given you guys in the secondary.
Yeah, it's the reason we signed him. We were fortunate enough to be able to play against him. Had crossover tape last year. He is competitive. He's as competitive as they come. He doesn't turn down any challenge. And, no matter what, you can say, hey, go cover that guy, and he's going to give you his best. He's not going to shy away from it. He's not going to fear from it. He has skill. He has ability. And it's not always going to be perfect, but you can bank on what he's going to give you. And once again, man, he showed up for us. And look, we doubled some. We fisted over him. We had to where he had to help over the top, but then we'd single him up too. And Amik's just been, he's really one of the guys that has helped us play really good defense this year and play the style of defense that we want to play and AG wants to play, to be able to challenge more on the perimeter. It's big for us. I'll know more tomorrow. I mean, it was obviously enough to where he couldn't finish a game, so take that for what it is. I'm sorry.
Did he get X-rays?
He did. The X-rays were negative, but that doesn't mean he was pretty tender. So, well.
All right, how about it? Thank you, guys.
Start with
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Unbelievable, yeah. I don't know what his numbers were, but yeah, he was impressive, and we kind of came into this one knowing we were going to need him to be. Yeah, and he played his tail off, and our offensive line blocked their tails off, and yeah, he was special today, and we needed him to be.
About your defense, too. I mean,
Yeah.
to hold that team out of the end zone, have some crucial stops inside the 5-yard line. I mean, they may just be playing their new play already.
I can't say enough good things about what they did tonight. I mean, it's unbelievable. And again, everyone keeps writing out how injured they are and depleted, and they don't care. It's next man up, and played their absolute tails off today. And that's a damn good offense they just played, and no touchdowns, right? I believe, yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable what they did. They bailed me out a couple times, bailed us out offensively a couple times, and team win. We appreciate it. They were unbelievable.
Jared, what's the significance of you going through all the way week 18 battle,
Yeah.
to win the division, to walk out of that room and talk to us wearing that shirt that time?
Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Yeah, you never know how it's going to play out as the season goes on, but when it comes down to Week 18 for all the marbles in the division, yeah, it feels good to be on this side of it, and to know we get a little bit of rest here now, and 2 home games, and then we'll go from there.
Maybe a little tough to do in the moment, but can you sort of put into where's the big picture of everything that you've accomplished here over 4 years and sort of this being the cherry on top so far?
Not the cherry on top. No, not yet. Yeah, it's fun. It's what we talked about when we first got here. You know, certainly when I first got here was what the opportunity you dream about is being able to win division championships in the NFC North, and then ultimately win Super Bowls, and that's what's next for us. I think, yeah, this is fun and exciting, and we obviously wanted it really bad. We're going to enjoy the heck out of it, but it's step one, and you know, yeah, in some other world it would have happened a few weeks ago, and we'd be having this conversation a few weeks ago, but you know, it happened Week 18, and it had to happen the way it did, and everything happens for a reason, and now we need to enjoy this and then get ready to go win another one.
Can you exhale and realize how important it really was probably to get this extra week of rest because of the injuries and everything else? Now can you say that?
I will never count our guys out with injuries. Never. Yeah, sure. To answer your question, yes, getting the rest with the injuries absolutely helps, but what our defense has done with the amount of guys they've had out, and they don't care. They don't flinch. They don't care. It's a mentality. It's who they are. It's what Dan breathes into them. It's what AG breathes into them. And it's just who they are just as humans. They don't care. You keep taking guys out, they don't care. They just keep on coming, and they're a dangerous crew right now.
In a different world than you guys clinched earlier, but is there something that you can gain from having a fight to finish on this all the way to Sunday night of Week 18?
Yeah, I mean it's an awesome moment. Absolutely, yeah. It's really cool, and we knew coming into it was for everything in the division, and yeah, it was. You know, Dan joked about it. You know, we like it hard. Yeah, it was the hard way, and we had to do it the hard way, and yeah, it was a hard game too, and certainly offensively we struggled a bit early on to kind of stay ahead of schedule and score points, but I thought we hung in there nicely, and that second half was really good.
As a fellow leader on this team, what's to say about Anceloni to be able to come back in this game and play like every defensive snap?
He's a stud. He's an absolute stud, and he's just been chomping at the bit to get back, and this was the perfect game for him to come back to play man coverage and to cover TJ, and we know he's a hell of a player, and Alex I thought played great. You know, I'm not watching their tape or anything, but to me it looked like he was playing pretty well, and he's an energy guy. He brings a lot of energy to that defense. He's a leader. He's a captain. Having him back out there is huge.
Fourth down play for your last second, is that the play in the goal?
Yeah.
Is that something you guys thought coming in?
Yeah, we have it a part of our offense. At certain times we'll pull it out, and we've been pretty successful with it. So, yeah.
So a couple more guys? Guys who actually run.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
We saw Jalen Lugie's first 1,000 yards.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
How much did you want to get that?
Yeah, I'm so proud of him, man. He's come such a long way, and he's such an integral part of our team now. And yeah, that 1,000 was cool for him. He deserves it, and he probably deserves more yards than that. But he's done a hell of a job holding himself to a really high standard and demanding more of himself. And I'm super proud of him.
Can you speak to the leadership you get with this franchise from Sheila down to Brad and Dan and then the locker room?
Yeah, it's amazing. Shoot, I mean, Sheila's been as good as it gets across the league, and I always think back to when she stood in front of all you guys and spoke that week. You know, that was as strong as it gets, putting her faith in Dan and Brad and all of us. And a lot of owners won't do that. They don't do that, and it's a lot easier to pull the plug in certain situations. So, yeah, what she's done, and then obviously trickles down to Brad and Dan and to all of us. It's been a fun team to be a part of, and I couldn't be happier.
You haven't been in there yet. Can you just describe the locker room?
Pretty fun. yeah, pretty fun.
I mean, because there is a Super Bowl, what is the celebration like right now? Is it muted? Is it you realize that this is a huge accomplishment, so you can celebrate this and then move on?
Yeah, it's a huge accomplishment, but like I said, and we said it in there, like, it's step one. And again, like in another world, it happened a couple weeks ago, but it happens right now, and now the playoffs start. But it's step one, and you know, we're proud to be 15-2 NFC North Division champs, back to back, 1 seed, bye week, all that stuff. We're proud of it, but this is just tick number 1, check, and tick number 2 is next.
Thank you guys. Right, Dan Campbell next, and
Good.
Meek Robertson and Alexander Roney.